everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. And this is an outdoor pillow. It's made with outdoor fabric. So I'm going to show you a super easy cutting method for making multiple pillows for the outdoor furniture. I'm using two different colors of fabric. I have a solid on this side and then this print on this side. Now my fabrics came from Walmart. Not all Walmarts sell fabric and crafts, but Joann Fabrics and Crafts has a very large selection of outdoor fabrics. Now your outdoor fabrics come in really wide widths. They can be 60 inches wide. So you have to take that into account when you are making your pillows, how big your fabric is. I'm also using a pillow form that's pre-made. Got the pillow form from Joann Fabrics and Crafts. So if you're going to use previous pillow forms that you have already, or you're just going to use your old outdoor pillows and just stuff it inside of a new cover, you want to make sure you measure. So when you measure, you're going to measure from the seam all the way over the top to the other seam. And then for seam allowance, you want to add an extra ½ inch, and that's the size of the squares you will cut. Now my pillow forms are 16 inches square. So add that ½ inch to your size. So I need to cut out 2 different squares for each pillow. So this is a ½ yard. Out of each ½ yard of outdoor fabric, I can actually get 3 sides that I can use for pillows. So because I'm going to use 2 different fabrics, I'll get a ½ yard of 2 different fabrics, and I'll actually wind up with 3 pillows out of that ½ yard. So I'm going to take my extra long ruler here, and I'm going to line it up on the edge, and you want to use the lines on your cutting mat to help you. So I've got it lined up, and I'm going to cut all the way down to the end. Go ahead. Now I'm going to move my ruler over. Don't move your fabric, move your ruler over to, mine will be 16½ inches. If you're making a larger pillow, then of course you need to move it over more. And I'm getting my ruler lined up on the lines on my cutting mat. And again, I've moved over 16½ inches. And then do your second cut. Now I've turned my fabric, so I flip it around. I've already cut these 2 edges. Now I want to cut out the other edges. So I've taken this edge here and placed it on one of the lines on my cutting mat. I'm going to cut the selvage edges off. So again, use your ruler and line it up on your lines and cut. Then move it over 16½ inches and line it up, and then do your second cut. So now you have this end piece here. Open it up and line it up and cut out one more square that's 16½ inches. Now take one of each color of your fabrics and bring them pretty sides together. That's called right side. Then place pins around all of your edges. Now because I'm going to use a pillow form, I need to leave a really wide opening. So I'm going to leave all of this open in here. So I've got 1 pin over here. This is where I'm going to start to stitch. Where I have 2 pins is where I'm going to stop. So back stitch here, stitch down towards the corner. When you get 1/4 inch away from this edge, stop, lift up your presser foot, make sure your needle is down, and then turn your fabric and continue stitching all the way around. When you get to the 2 pins, then of course back stitch here. Now you want to trim all your corners down so that when you turn it front side out, the corners will lay a little bit nicer. So I'm going to trim my corners down to 1/8 of an inch wide. Be careful you don't cut into your stitch line and cut across like this. You may want to cut just a little bit more off to get rid of as much bulk as you can. Before you turn this front side out, go to your ironing board and at the opening, this is where the opening is, fold them back 1/4 of an inch and press on both sides. It'll make it a lot easier when you go to stitch your opening closed. So after you do that, reach inside and turn it front side out. To put the pillow form in, it's really easy. You want to squish it together and insert it in. And take your time putting it in. And as you're squishing it, you're pushing it in a little bit at a time. You don't want to rip your seams out, so continue squishing and pushing it in. Now to close it up, I recommend you use clips to hold it together so that you're able to stitch your opening close. So just press down and try to hold them together and put your clips on it all the way across. So once you have it all clipped together, then you would do either a whip stitch or a ladder stitch to close it up. If you don't know how to do either of those stitches, then there'll be a link below your YouTube screen that will go in detail on how to do both. My favorite is the ladder stitch. So if you look at this one, you'll see the ladder stitch does not show. It's a hidden seam. The whip stitch will show. So it just depends on your preference. So here's the pillow when it's all done. Here's the back, and then of course, here is the front. Now you can even put piping on the edges of pillows if you like. Usually on my outdoor pillows I don't. I just keep them fairly simple. I also recommend you either spray with Scotchgard or something called Never Wet. This is made by Rust-Oleum, and this will help keep them cleaner. If you live in an area where you get a lot of rain and you forgot to bring your pillows in, the water will just run off, and that's what you want. You want something that's going to be easy to clean and you can just wipe off really easily. Let me show you a couple of other things that you can make for outdoor. This is a table runner, so you can take any table runner pattern that you have and use outdoor fabric. Now all I did on this one is I used a different outdoor fabric on the back than I did on the front. So it's two-sided because I wanted one that had a patriotic side so I could use it during the holidays. And then I have this other side for the other part of the summer. Again, I would spray it with Scotchgard or the Rust-Oleum. These are seat cushions. Now, these particular ones don't have outdoor fabric on it, but you can make these recover your outdoor cushions in using outdoor fabric. These are slipcover style, so you can take them off, and I'll show you how to put little ties on them. So this one doesn't have any piping on the edges, but this one does. So you could make these for indoor and outdoor use. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you learned something new. I also hope you try working with outdoor fabrics. It's really very easy and your pillows look so nice when they're all done, and it really brightens up your patio area. Now, make sure you check out all those links I talked about. You scroll down to the description section below your YouTube screen. Click on the word More. It will expand open and you will see all of the links I talked about. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.